Season 3. About to get underway. Season 3 of Center Force Championship. First podcast here on YouTube for the CFR Championship. About to get underway. December the 11th. We're going to be joined by special guest Derek Pemberton, freshly released from AC Motorsports. And after that, we got special guest Joe Burchett, Wolfpack Racing. It's going to be fun to have him in. And we're going to hop right into this and get underway. I want to bring in Derek real fast and talk to him. And we'll see what he's got to say about everything. Derek, you got me?
I got you loud and clear.
Well, man, we actually tried this once before and messed up, but I'm good to go now. So, I was a little bit, if people's watched the website some, you just got released from AC Motorsports, which is my team. Going into Season 3, coming up here very shortly, right around the corner, December the 11th, to be exact. The first race is at Daytona, broadcasted here on YouTube for our third straight season. What was it like? And I'm kind of jumping into questions, straight into it. What was it like being released, and what is your mindset going into the season without having a team?
Well, of course, they're leading up to it. There was a lot of, there was a lot of debate going on. Just a lot of things were going on at the time, and just, I kind of knew it was coming. But of course, like anyone, I was upset at the beginning. But then, I just realized, what? I mean, maybe I just need to show them, maybe there's a way for me to get back. But, going into Daytona, it's going to be quite interesting because, now I don't have, who's to say your teammates are going to help you at Daytona. But now I just feel like, I have that little bit less of help now, a little bit less of a chance of getting that help than I was potentially going to have. So that's going to be the hard part. That's the reason why you got to make the most out of your practices, get people that are going to feel comfortable around you to be able to maybe just get yourself in there to try to get a good finish.
Well, last race at Homestead, let me get this up, hold on. Latest race results. You was able to bring it home in 8th place, which was a pretty good run for you. You was able to lead a couple laps there, 10 laps, I believe, which wasn't too bad. Out of 16 drivers, you was able to, to pick up and stay on the lead lap. Yeah, you got involved late in that race. You guys can check that out on YouTube as well. And in the standings wise, it looks like, I'm trying to find it. It looks like if we was to actually go by the real standings, if without the chase, you would have actually finished 8th in standings, which is, that's pretty decent considering who was all in this season. We go into Daytona here December the 11th. What's going to be your expectations at Daytona? We spoke on the team issue a little bit, but what's going to be what is a realistic expectation for you going into Daytona here in a couple weeks?
Well, yeah, back on the Homestead thing. We truck ran great during that, and I knew that it would be a long shot trying to do what I did there at the end, but you know what? I mean, it's Homestead. I was trying to make something happen, and just things just didn't go my way. But yeah, for expectations, without having the team that I had, I should say, looking, maybe for a good top 10 finish, just get something to get a good momentum builder. Unlike last season when I didn't have a great momentum builder at the Daytona race, just this year it needs to start off good. So that way maybe I can still keep some of that momentum I had, back at the end of last season and actually most of the chase races I had some great momentum. I'm hoping that all that momentum comes into this season and gives me a good push to try to, maybe put myself in a chance to fight for those few chase spots.
Now, the big issue that going in with everybody that's concerning everybody, including, guys from Wolfpack Racing, all the other, teams, is the fact that we're no longer racing trucks. We switched from trucks to Xfinity, which is a big deal to a lot of people. Are you comfortable in the Xfinity? We go to Daytona. What is the best track that you're most comfortable in the Xfinity? What is the worst track you're going to be worried about?
Well, probably the most comfortable track I'm going to be at with the Xfinity cars is going to be Bristol. Home track for me, I've done a lot of good things in Xfinity cars there. I've actually had a couple different league wins in the Xfinity car. So I wouldn't be surprised, if you. I'm not saying I'm going to be able to go out and beat some of these guys, because I'll be honest, there's a lot of good guys in this. A lot of good guys in this series, and you know, to put on this, don't expect some of the guys that you saw up front in the trucks. Some of them are going to be about mid to back pack, just because you know the difference, and that could give us some of us guys, that aren't so good in the trucks, to maybe to get our name out there, and that's what I'm looking forward to. And so yeah, that's the reason why I can't wait for Bristol, which is I believe it's very early on in the season, so that's kind of making me happy. Um,
It
Probably
is.
my
It
worst.
is. It looks like it's around the fifth race, I believe, of the season. Fifth or sixth race,
So
yeah.
it would probably be one of the two or three road courses we're going to go to. I'm a little comfortable with Canadian Tire. Of course, back at that at the season, we started off rough, but we got extremely, not extremely, but exceptionally better as the race went on, and we eventually started getting out there and just running very consistent laps. So Canadian Tire doesn't scare me all that much. It's just going to be, the Watkins Glen and the Sonoma.
Yeah, Sonoma's a really tough place.
So yeah, that's what I'm seeing as maybe being one of the more challenging races is going to be one of those two road courses. I think I can be all right, just survive everywhere else.
Okay, so you're coming in. This is like your third season for the most part. You joined late in season one. Um, we got a bunch of rookies coming in. I believe it's a total of 18 different rookies coming in, which is, to be honest, outrageous. The fields are going to be bigger. Um, I don't know if you had a chance to actually see all the rookies that's coming in or what, but in your mind, who are you mainly trying to race this year that you want to beat bad? Do you feel like you want to race everybody? Do you have a certain person you want to beat? Or are you just out there to see what you can do and hope for the best and hope it works out?
Yeah, that is one of my main goals. Is I want to get better each race.
Right.
If that's my main goal to get better each race. Now, if I have to, now of course my main goal is to have whoever has a chance at beating Wolfpack beating them.
Right.
I think that's going to be a lot of people's goals this year as teams. Is we got to beat Wolfpack, and I know I can't think of the team that's already allianced with them. So that
MT Motorsports, yeah,
yeah, MT
which
Motorsports.
is big.
Yeah, those are two big powerhouses. So far from what I can tell, at least from last season, those are two big teams, two good, powerful, strong teams. So it's going to be a lot of work to do it, but like you said, there's 18 rookies, or at least 18 rookies that are coming in. So that's really going to change the complex of the field.
Yeah, that's one thing. When we ended season two, we wanted to get a few more people in, and honestly, it just absolutely blew up as far as getting people. And right now, we're looking at a field of about 30 cars, which is maybe a few more than that. Honestly, we may have to set it for the first race to about 35 cars because that's going to be big. Um, Daytona first race. What's going to be your goal going into Daytona? What are you going to be happy with for you to make you happy at Daytona?
Jump wreck.
Pretty simple, right? Um,
Yeah. I mean, like I've said though, if you watched last year's Daytona kickoff, I had some stupid things happen that kind of didn't go my way.
right,
So yeah, so that's just me. My goal is, don't do anything stupid and just survive. I mean, if I get caught up in the big one, that one's okay. I mean, I can't help that one, but
right.
I just don't want to be that guy that causes it. So
Well, man, I hope you do good. I really do. I mean, it was not an easy choice when you left my team. I can tell you that now in front of everybody. It was definitely not easy. So, thanks for coming on here. Hopefully, we'll get back to you here right after Daytona. Hopefully, with the win, because I'm thinking about trying to do this every week. But we'll see what you can do, man. Keep your head up. I'm sure you'll be okay. So, thanks for joining me.
yes, yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, guys. We're going to bring in Joe Burchett right here in just a minute, but I want to speak a little bit about Joe before I bring him in. Is Joe had a great stat last year. Speaking of Joe Burchett, um, season stats, 13 races, which the season is longer this year, a lot longer, 20 something races, I believe. But 13 races, only one provisional, two poles for Joe Burchett, 16% on the pole percentage, average start of seventh, one win. Sadly, only at Martinsville, and had that heartbreaker to the loss with him and his teammate Dawson Cook. But I want to go ahead and bring Joe Burchett in and get a quick interview with him and talk a little bit about what's going on with his season. And we'll bring Joe Burchett in from Wolfpack Racing. Joe Burchett, you there?
Yes,
Hey.
I am.
Oh, there he is. All right, man. So this is the first time I've ever done this. It's kind of a last minute thing, to be honest, but I thought it was something cool so we can do kick off, season three. Last year you finished, what was it, second in points, I believe. And you kind of lost second in points. You lost a heartbreaker to Mike Bruno. You was able to pick up one win. We didn't really get into much into it, at Homestead, and let's go back a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about Homestead first. What happened at Homestead? Where did you need to be to try to be able to get the championship? I mean, what was you needing to happen?
Well, I mean, it all started. I qualified well, started on the pole, led early in the race. Just kind of got called out on pit strategy with a early caution. Kind of got put back in about mid pack. We had a couple guys stay out that I think only took two tires. So they tire wear at Homestead is kind of a big thing. So just put us behind the eight ball, and we kind of was trying to have to work around them. And looks like, if I'm trying to remember correctly, there was a wreck coming off of four that collected, I think, myself, Landon Lacey, and Robert Land.
All right.
And it just, put us behind the eight ball. I had to go in and get the damage fixed. Then I think it got us caught a lap down. So we were kind of just fighting trying to get back on the lead lap the rest of the race. And we got lucky with a later caution to try to get back up there. And then the caution that brought it out at the end, we were in position to possibly try to get up there to get to Bruno, but with that caution, it just it ended everything, and it gave the championship to him, as everyone thought.
Well, I mean, okay, so last season didn't end the way you wanted to. However, you was able to get a win. Yes, it was at your home track in Martinsville. This season, 24 races, I believe, off the top of my head. Is it 24 or 23?
24.
24, yeah, I believe it's 24. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. 24 races. The chase is set up a little bit different because you don't win. If you win, you're not in the chase automatically through the regular season. You actually got to earn your way in. What's your expectations? We switch over from the trucks to the Xfinity. What's your expectations going into Daytona and some of these other tracks, especially now that the weather has changed a little bit? We're not running our normal weather where we try to make it easy on everybody. What is your expectations going into this season?
Well, I mean, for myself, for Daytona, at least coming up here in a few weeks, it's mainly try to survive. Hopefully we don't have the debacle that we had last year in the trucks. I think everybody's kind of proven throughout the year that they know, we probably won't have that same issue. Mainly just trying to get a good finish at Daytona to get the season started off right. And mainly myself, I'm just looking forward to the 4 road courses we're going to have in season 3 with these Xfinity cars. Be the first time I think we've really ever taken the Xfinity cars out on a road course. Some of the road courses they don't even run at. So that'll totally be a learning curve for everyone in the league. And a couple over tracks that I believe that the Xfinities don't run that we'll be running. So I mean it'll be fun with the weather. That's going to be the big curve. I think it's really going to show who's able to manage their car the best. That's going to get these wins. The last season with kind of a fixed weather where it kind of allowed everyone to be really on a level playing field to where all the cars handled perfectly for everyone for the entire race. Just made it to where no one could really break away and show their personal dominance. So I think as this season kind of shows, and we go to some of these tracks where you've got to move up and down with the grooves and be able to adjust as the race progresses. You'll definitely see who are going to be our better drivers and probably our contenders for the championship.
Yeah, when you was talking about Daytona, it was a total of 9 cautions for 33 laps. How long we only had 3 drivers left on the lead lap, which is not good. And honestly, if we go down and look at, say Talladega, for example, our next super speedway race that we had 8 cautions. However, there was 12, 13 people left on the lead lap, which it was getting better. I mean, the races was getting better, like you said, as the race was continuing. So your team, Wolfpack Motorsports, goes on and wins the Drivers' Championship. You've all affiliated with the MT Motorsports, which a lot of people think that is going to be the biggest team to beat, again, is Wolfpack. What team are you mainly watching out for this year, or in particular, what driver are you mainly watching out for, especially with all these rookies coming in, a total of 18 rookies coming in? Who are you mainly watching, and who do you think your biggest threat is from a driver standpoint or a team standpoint on who's got the best chance, besides you or your team?
Well, I mean, with a returning driver that really I wouldn't really consider him a rookie. It'll be his first time back in the series since season 1, and he's always raced up front, especially in season 1, really really hard, and it was some close battles with him as well as Tyler Cox. But
you hate saying that, don't you?
Yeah. It would be Tyler and probably Ramon. Ramon would be definitely one. He definitely showed that he's a very capable driver, and he's one to probably reckon with as he kind of gets back used to being back in the series. Mike Bruno, he's definitely the man to beat right now with being the champ. So, I mean, he's the number one goal as of right now with having the target on his back of being the champ. I mean, we're allianced with him and we will work with them to the best of our ability. But,
right.
At the end of the day, it's still MT Motorsports and Wolfpack Motorsports, and we're allianced, but it doesn't mean we're actually teammates. So
yeah.
if it comes down to it, if I need to move him out of the way for a win, there's a chance I could, very well. But, as a team to really watch out for, for this season, I think it'll be it'd be curious to see how the new team of Driven Motorsports.
Yeah, I agree completely with that.
They, some of the test sessions earlier that we've had that they came to, they definitely showed very fast pace. So I would not be surprised to see them up towards the front early in the season as everyone kind of tries to adjust to having some new fresh blood in the series. The other, I would have to go with AC Motorsports with their revamped lineup that they've got. With Tyler Cox and Scott McClendon.
Yeah.
And I can't remember right off my head the other two drivers.
And
Scott Corbin and
Landon. Or not Landon.
Yeah.
Who am I missing? Jesse.
Jesse
Gabby, yeah. And Jesse's kind of an underdog that a lot of people don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what he can do. Out of the tracks that we got, sorry this interview's taking probably a little bit longer than, what we talked about. But out of the tracks that we got, I know you said you're looking forward to the road course. But let's go. What do you think your best track is for the season? Or what is going to be your downside track that you're actually worried about?
That's a tough question. Probably my best track for the season. If it comes down, just mainly track position and who all is there.
Yeah.
Probably for me, it would be Watkins Glen. I'm a big Watkins Glen fan. I love the Xfinity car around there. It really hooks up and goes. It takes a special person to really be able to manhandle
Yeah.
that car around that type of track. So I mean, Watkins Glen probably is my favorite one on the upcoming season. Probably my least favorite would be kind of, I would have to say Darlington. Just with the way we're running that track and being you're running up next to the wall the entire race, and it's really hard to pass. You're gonna hit the wall a lot, and it's the lady in black for a reason. So
You're right about that.
she's most likely gonna probably take some souls and put them at the race. So
There's a lot of interesting tracks right there in that little sequence you just missed it, that you just mentioned. We go to Bristol, short track. We go to Pocono, which is a huge track. Then we go to Darlington, definitely a tough place. Then we go to Martinsville, which is your home track that we know you're good at. And then we go to Dover and then Canadian Tire. So, there's a big mix-up, right there between them few tracks. And that's one thing we worked on, you know, as a schedule was to mix it up, including the chase now, which is not only done by points, top 10 getting to the chase, but also there is a road course in the chase. And that road course is Watkins Glen. Yeah, it is Watkins Glen. So that's, the chase is coming right at, the right time for you, since you said that's the one you're looking forward to the most. But right now, I think you're going to be one of the toughest guys out on the track, and I'm saying that honestly, to beat this season, especially on road courses. I think it's going to be a toss-up between some drivers at Sonoma. I know Tyler Cox, like you mentioned, is really good there. But there's a lot of tracks that favor certain drivers, but with the weather change and stuff that we got to go through, it's going to catch a lot of people off guard. But anyway, thanks for joining me. I hope you didn't mind me keeping you too long. Hopefully we'll be able to do this again soon. So thanks for joining me, man. I'll talk to you here soon.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
So that was Joe Burchett. That was last season's second place runner-up, which is interesting. I mean, if you think Joe's going to be a slouch to push over, think again, because he is a tough driver that has a chance. So guys, this went a little bit longer than what I really wanted it to. Actually going on now 20-something minutes, I think, 22 minutes. So that's going to wrap it up here. We do have a couple more special guests on the next episode. I'm going to try to get our season champion from Season 2, Mike Bruno, and Jonathan Hambrick, and maybe a couple other guys here soon. So, once again, thank you all for joining me. And also, I might try to get Hal Stevens, the co-broadcaster. But thanks for joining us. Season 3 starts December the 11th. We will be live back on the podcast before then. Thanks for listening, guys, and I'll talk to you all soon.